Welcome back to Tasha's Garden. I'm the gardening realtor. If you're new here, I'm glad you're here, and if you're returning, welcome back. So today we're going to be planting a few more seeds, specifically my lettuce seeds, and I'm going to give you guys a little tour of the garden. So we're going to start over here at this standing raised bed, and most of my lettuce has gone to seed, and the ones that have not gone to seed have been eaten by some worms and has a lot of worm poop left on it. It's my fault because I should have started some lettuce sooner. I did take some of these seeds, so if you didn't know, once your lettuce is starting to go to seed, it'll start looking like this, and then it will grow upwards once it's ready to produce those seeds. As you can see right there, it's starting to grow those flower clusters, and then it will continue growing upward until they start to open up into little yellow flowers, depending on the type of lettuce you're growing. After those flowers have been pollinated, then they kind of resemble dandelion, and you'll just save the seeds like you normally would save flowers. And if you don't catch them in time, the wind will just volunteer those seeds in other places. So just open that up and the seeds are inside of it, and then I just water it, and I should have some lettuce growing here soon. But yeah, it's actually kind of hard to harvest lettuce seeds because the wind typically blows them away before you can get to them. The easiest thing to do would be to get a Ziploc bag and just maybe cut this entire thing off and put it in there, and maybe shake it up a little bit. And aside from that, here is another pak choi plant that has gone to seed, and I'm going to let that get brown. I already have a lot of pak choi seeds, but I'm going to let that get brown and see what's in there. This is a mint plant that I propagated from my main mint plant, and it's doing wonderful. I might be moving this to a bigger container and just taking a cutting of this and growing that cutting in this container again, and then I'll have 3 mint plants soon. My rain barrels still doing good. I ended up emptying out half of this and putting it in this little swimming pool. Looks disgusting, but I put it in here, and I watered all of my grow bags from the bottom, and I think that is just brilliant. If you have a ton of grow bags, I still have more that needs watering. Now let's head to the garden. I have a lot of cayenne pepper that is ready to be harvested, and I'm actually going to be saving those and drying them so I can make some cayenne pepper seasoning. I have some jalapenos that are turning red, which I absolutely love. Here's a better view of some over here. I love using these red ones whenever I pickle peppers, and this is how they look once they are completely ripe. Just beautiful red. Most people don't know that jalapenos actually turn red when they're completely ripe. I love to mix red jalapenos in my pickled pepper jars. It just adds a pop of color and a little bit of flavor. These beds still look great. For some reason, my pumpkin plant is not really growing, and I'm not sure why. Ooh, what the freak are those? Does anyone know what that is? Do you see that? What is that? There's another one on my pumpkin plant. Are those Squash bugs? What in the world? Oh. Oh wow, someone please tell me what that is. And that might be the answer to why it's not growing. Okay, my asparagus long beans are growing. That is so cute. It's so long. That is crazy. My cucumbers are doing amazing. This one looks weird. Probably just needs a little bit more water. Let's see, because this one over here was curly at one point too. Well, it's still a little curly, but it looks good. I believe this one is the same one that I self-pollinated on last week's video. Yeah, that is definitely the one that I self-pollinated. So normally they grow like this if they're not being watered enough. And it has been pretty hot, so I probably just have to water longer, set my drip irrigation to water a little bit longer. The cantaloupe patch is doing amazing, still thriving, getting longer. Just absolutely stunning. I have no issues. I did previously have issues with some aphids, but then the ladybugs came in and took care of that. I saw a little bit of powdery mildew, so I cut those leaves off, and I may have to cut a little bit more. I see 3 leaves that need to be pruned off, which is completely fine, but overall I just let it grow however it wants to grow, and it's doing amazing. And then my okra, which has been producing okra for me every single day. It grows so fast, and there's actually 4 okra plants in this raised bed. Let's see, I think I have one that can be harvested right there. So beautiful. This one, that flower just closed yesterday. This flower right here closed today. So it has definitely been growing. And this green one over here has finally produced a flower. This flower has just closed today, and I can tell because it still looks fresh. So I have been getting okra from all of my red ones, the rainbow ones. Oh, it looks like I have another okra right here. Now I am definitely going to pick this one off because I know this is going to grow extra long by tomorrow. They grow super fast. Whenever you have okra, you definitely want to keep an eye on it because they grow so fast, and it's best to harvest them between 2 and 4 inches long, because if they get too long, then they'll go woody and it's just not desirable to eat. The tomatoes are not looking too great, and I am going to be pulling them up very soon. I'm very disappointed in how things turned out this year. They weren't the best. I did not have good luck with tomatoes this year. This lettuce I completely forgot about and never harvested from it, which is kind of disappointing because now it's going to flower. And of course, we have some potatoes, and those potatoes should be ready for harvest very soon. I'm not sure if I showed you guys my chamomile, which I've been harvesting from every single day, and I've been so happy about that. Okay, I'm boiling some water so that I can pour it in this potting mix so I can get started on these seeds. So let's see if the water is already, if it's boiling yet. Oh, it sure is. How long has it been boiling?
It just started.
already scooped up some soil in here, and this is what I'm going to be using. This is going to kill any insect larvae that may be in here, like fungus gnats. We don't want that. Not only does this get rid of fungus gnats or fungus gnat eggs, but if your soil is extremely dry or hydrophobic, then it helps hydrate it, so that helps you out. You don't have to worry about just the top part of the soil being moist and the bottoms not being moist, because that will definitely kill your plants. And of course I'm going to be pulling these leaves out. I had some potting mix in a container, and my husband decided to mix it with some soil that I left in a wheelbarrow, not knowing that that soil was actually raised bed mix. And yeah, so now I have to deal with potting mix that is mixed with raised bed mix, but it should be fine. I would just have to pull out all of the big pieces of wood, leaves, any large pieces that may get in the way of the seeds growing. Well, that may get in the way of the seedlings sprouting is what I meant to say. We're going to push this down to get rid of any air pockets. Alright, I think we're done. I'm going to go through here and take out any big pieces. These are the pieces I'm talking about. So this is a wood chip and sticks. You want to take those out. Looks great. I'm going to take it on in. Alright, so I have sandy lettuce, fries head lettuce, Lola Bionda lettuce, Tom Thumb lettuce, and I always put the little arrow there just so I remember that it's 2 rows of these and that they start from the end going right. So I'll have 2 rows of these and they'll be going straight this way. 2 rows of each plant. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to be growing is Swiss chard. I haven't really had that great of a success with transplanting Swiss chard, but I'm going to give it another try. And of course, it will be 2 rows of these too. And from here, we will go ahead and start putting the seeds in the soil. With lettuce seeds, since they're so small, I always surface sow them, and then I will just gently rake the soil back and forth just to get a little bit of soil on it. So it looks like that soil is a bit low. I think it'll be fine. See, just move some soil around. Okay, so what I do is I'll surface sow it, and then I'll just gently rake it back and forth like this, and pat it down, spray some water. And what that does is just to guarantee that the seed doesn't completely dry out, because the soil is not going to dry out that quickly. So as long as the soil has some moisture in it, then that seed has some moisture, some form of moisture. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 to 3 seeds in each. Of course, whenever they do sprout, you can actually move them around as you see fit. Remember, we are doing 2 rows of each plant, and this is the Tom Thumb lettuce, and it looks like this. It is a small head lettuce. Next is sandy lettuce, prize head lettuce. This is only 47 days to maturity. And the last lettuce is this Lola Bionda lettuce. And let me know in the comments if I'm saying this wrong. But this is 70 days to maturity. So that is the longest days to maturity lettuce that I'm growing today. This is what I expect to still be harvesting from when everything else is done. I think I missed a row. Did I mess up? And this is the reason I don't push anything down until I'm done with everything, just to make sure that I actually, yeah, I think I missed a row. And now we are at Swiss Chard. Swiss Chard, of course, only takes 55 days to maturity, and I'm running low on these seeds, so I'm going to make sure that I let this go to flower, and I will save these seeds so I don't have to purchase any more. I'm just going to do one per seed cell, and then at the end I will push everything down. I like to go ahead and put the seeds in here first, every seed in here first, just to make sure that I didn't miss anything. I don't want to forget and then overseed it. Now I'm going to start with my Swiss Chard, and I'm just going to be pushing it down until the soil covers this part. I'm going to put on the screen exactly how deep it's supposed to be planted. I actually don't measure it, but I probably should. Just go based off of experience. Now we are done with the Swiss Chard. Let's go to the lettuce. So what I do is I just press it down. Make sure that nothing sticks to my finger because I want to be able to know what I'm planting exactly. Don't want to end up moving something to a different seed cell. We're going to the prize head lettuce. I'm going to do the same thing, just push everything down. I'm actually using a different finger just to make sure that I'm not transferring any seeds to the wrong seed cell. Make sure nothing is on my finger. Now we are going to sandy lettuce. And the reason we don't want to bury your leaf lettuce or any type of lettuce seed too deeply is because the seed is such a small seed, which means it's very weak, and the seedling is very small as well. So as it's trying to reach the top of the soil for light, most of the time it doesn't have enough energy to continue to push past all of that soil. So instead it ends up dying because it ends up being deprived of light. So that is the reason why we don't bury lettuce seeds too deeply. The good rule of thumb is to bury a seed 2 times the size of it. Let's go ahead and water these Swiss Chards. And I'm actually not going to be spraying them because they're not at the top of the soil. I'm going to just gently water. Alright, we are finally finished planting every one of our lettuce seeds and Swiss Chard seeds. I have sufficiently watered everything in. I did not move the seeds back and forth. I'm just going to leave it like this. And I'm going to go ahead and put the humidity dome on, completely close it, and these should be sprouted in just a couple of days. You have to make sure that your humidity dome is completely closed. This is going to keep all the moisture in and make sure that the seed stays moist until it sprouts. And we always take it completely off. As soon as we see something sprout, we're taking this off, because if not, you can suffocate it and your seedling will be gone. Thank you guys for watching, and if you have not already subscribed, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know down in the comments if you are growing lettuce this year. Have you started your lettuce? If you want to be a part of an amazing gardening community, go on over to Facebook, type in Prosper and Plant, and I'll see you over there.